SjoW was just playing in a tournament earlier today. Superjj, I have to believe he's fresh for this match. I think considering those two things, maybe SjoW's a little bit tired.
Yeah, we had this come up a few times so far in the show. People have talked about, oh, I was so tired coming in this match. I queued up the wrong deck.
That was powder. Yeah, game number 1 with Superjj and SjoW is getting underway right now. And SjoW, right out the gates, man, he has been loving Hunter this season.
Yeah, his overall record with it is unbelievable, and he's just been killing people left and right with it.
We're gonna see exactly what Superjj has to tackle this, but honestly, just kind of from the get-go, Superjj looks a little bit stressed. I mean, maybe I'm just misinterpreting some deep thought here, but
no, I actually was just thinking the exact same thing. I've actually talked to him about this. He actually says that before every match, no matter what it is, how big of a favorite he is, or how big of a dog he is, he gets nervous no matter what. I mean, it's it's professional Hearthstone. Your opponent's a professional player, but I love his attitude towards it. He always talks about that. What he does is he just puts himself in the best position to win, plays the best he can with the best deck that he can bring, and then he lets everything else work out the way it will.
Yeah, always mindful of exactly what he needs to do to win the game. Not necessarily looking to accomplish, very, very specific goals within a match. Kind of goes with the ebb and flow of what's happening.
And Superjj playing a deck he's pretty famous for.
Yeah, Rogue is something he's very well known for in the past. Actually, one of the first players that I recognized that was super successful with Malagos Rogue of all decks. I mean, that was one that's tough to get an advantage with. But this one, looking more like a traditional Rogue build.
Yeah, he's one of the only people I've ever seen actually play that deck a lot and play it to success. He streamed a bunch with it.
Now, let's see how he reacts to this. Very common play here is just go ahead and coin out this SI7 agent and take out Mad Scientist. But this is looking like a little bit of a tough spot for him. I mean, if he coins out this Mad Scientist, best case scenario is something like Explosive Trap. Worst case scenario, SjoW's got something like Animal Companion or Eagle Hornbow to take care of it and has a trap behind that.
Yeah, that would be just really, really bad for Superjj. So you're going to see him exercise some patience here and try to set up a bigger turn going forward.
I totally agree with this too. I think he's got to be patient in this game and can't just go for the gusto at every single step of the way.
Yeah, and this backstab out of his hand gives him a lot of options. He's got backstab, eviscerate, and deadly poison, depending on how he wants to move forward with this turn and taking care of this board, because there's a lot of tension building on SjoW's side.
Yeah, see, to me, this strikes me as a much better turn to go ahead and use SI7 agent. I mean, even if he was going to prep eviscerate and use the SI7 agent, a lot of different things are happening here. And I love that he's going with this play too. Puts himself in a position where he can actually deal with freezing trap should that be a big issue.
Yeah, getting the minion, and then he's going to be able to prep out this eviscerate too. He's going to take care of SjoW's entire side of the board and build a big presence himself.
Yeah, I love the patience he's shown here. It took a couple extra points of damage, but if you have the tools to deal with this, I mean, now look at the board position. This trap is checked.
Yeah, this board position is amazing for Superjj. SjoW's not so much, and he doesn't have a very good turn set up in front of him either.
Yeah, Eagle Hornbow is about the best he's going to get here, and unless it's Explosive Trap that he's sitting behind, which we're going to basically get a big tell on how he uses his Eagle Hornbow. I mean, maybe this is a spot where he could potentially bluff, though. If he sets Eagle Hornbow.
I was just thinking about this. If you go Eagle Hornbow, attack the Violet Teacher, it kind of is a bluff, but wouldn't Superjj call this bluff in almost every situation?
I don't really know. I mean, maybe that's just what he's got to do, but he understands that he's got to push for damage in this game. I mean, this is a big tell. This is something like Freezing Trap or maybe even Snake Trap. Maybe it's even Snipe. We've seen players use Snipe from time to time.
We have seen Snipe show up a few times, but it looks like it is going to be the Freezing Trap.
Yeah, Freezing Trap is such a good card versus pretty much everything except Violet Teacher. Punishes you in that situation.
Yeah, Violet Teacher has actually been falling out of favor a tiny bit in Rogue lately. I'm a fan of it for situations like this or the really long, grindy games.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're seeing Superjj use it in a very good way here.
Yeah, very minor positioning error. This Pilot Shredder should be in the center. Should it spit out something like Direwolf Alpha or Flametongue Totem, but not a huge deal.
Hey, we've seen it actually come up, though, before.
It does happen from time to time. Picks off one of these 1/1s. So happy about that, but how happy is he about his board position?
He's definitely not happy about his board position, but he'll take the small victories.
He's yielded a lot of initiative over to Superjj, and you can see him even smiling after that turn, like, woo, this one's looking pretty darn good for me.
Yeah, this turn is going to be a big one.
Yeah, this is bad news for SjoW because he's got a ton of damage crashing in, and Superjj has also seen Knife Juggler at this point, so Knife Juggler Unleash isn't necessarily something he's fearing at this point.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and trade off one of his tokens, though, just in case something like that word lurking in SjoW's hand, he can kind of stem the beating of that just a bit.
Yep, and now Savannah Highmane, a potential, but it's very scary. If Superjj had slapped, this game would be completely over at this point. But what other options does he have? He's going to go with Savannah Highmane here and hope that things work out for him. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I think Superjj actually has lethal here with this oil.
Yeah, that token sitting at 2 mana, that's going to let him activate that Tinker Sharpsword oil. And well, sap drawn just for the man who has everything. That Tinker Sharpsword oil could land on one of the other tokens. I don't know if that makes a difference here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. If it lands on one of the unactive tokens, he actually won't. He'll be 1 damage off lethal this turn.
He'll be 1 damage off lethal this turn, but It'll still be virtual lethal. There's nothing SjoW can do to actually kill him. There's no set of cards that can do 16 with 7 mana.
Yeah, does land on one of the inactive ones too. So gonna have to wait one extra turn to get the job done, but gotta be feeling good about his position. Hunter at 7 mana.
So you feel good when
16.
you feel good when your opponent's at 1 and you have a gigantic board and they have nothing.
Well, hang on a second. He could go Timberwolf Unleash.
I guess that is something. I guess that is something that could happen.
SjoW
Yeah.
doesn't have it, and he's not even going to sit back and take his beating. He's just going to say, you know what, Superjj, I've had enough. I'm going to run away from this one and hopefully pick this up in game 2. But what a performance from Superjj.